Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Lizzie. Are you ready for a new style of reading? At least for me, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but I got this idea while I was meditating and I worked on it for like 3 days. Also, I've been MIA because I kicked up my diet. I'm now upping how many times I work out one day, and I've kind of been dying the last 3 days. Yesterday I just went to bed. I couldn't even deal. I was so exhausted. So anyway, welcome to my channel. This is called Guy Code, and I'm going to have one episode per week where I ask Spirit 10 questions about men, what they deal with, all kinds of stuff. And I'm also going to give you 2 holistic lists of how to help ailments that men face. Today's episode, we're going to have the 2 topics for holistic healing is holistic ways to perform better in bed, which was the #1 thing Googled by men, apparently. How to be better in bed, I mean. And then the second topic is holistic home remedies for growing hair, because #2 was how do I cure my baldness. So I hooked you guys up. I researched the shit out of it, and I have a long list of how you can treat these issues at home by yourself. I would never say not to go to the doctors if you have a problem. I'm a holistic healer. I still believe in modern medicine. It has its advantages. Does it cure everything? No, but you always want to start with a doctor you trust. Just FYI. All right, so we're going to do 10 questions. They're going to vary every week. I'm going to ask Spirit to help me help me say the best way to answer it. And I have 3 decks out here to get some clarifiers on how to answer these questions. But we're going to do questions like this. I'm going to read question 1 just so you get a taste of what we're going to be doing. Question 1 is, do women expect men to pay for the check on dates? So there's going to be a wide range of questions. I'm actually going to write, I have my notebook here. I'm going to write the answers Spirit says, so if you have any questions later on in the future, I can go back and look at my notes. Since I'm going to be doing these every week, if you have questions that you want me to ask Spirit for episode 2, go to the comments below. I will also put my email address in the description box if you want to be a little bit more private. Also, if you have ailments that you want me to look and research holistic remedies on ways you can treat it, I will definitely hook it up. So any questions or any holistic medicine treatments that you need to know, comments below, or check out my email in the description box. And let's get right into it. I'm excited for this. Okay, ready? All right, since I already asked the question 1, you know what's coming, but I'll ask it again anyway. I have a deck of cards that I made. I also have 3 decks that are going to help me answer it for Spirit. Question 1, do women expect men to pay for the check on dates? This is going to be the overall collective vibes. If it's yes or no, both answers come out. But I do want to say before Spirit answers this that no woman should just expect you to pay for it. I believe in going Dutch, honestly, and I believe that if a woman genuinely cares for you, they're gonna at least grab their wallet and make an attempt like I want to pay for it. If you go out with them a lot and they never pay, I feel like that's an issue, or never offered to pay, that's an issue. Just saying. But let's see what Spirit says. Do women expect men to pay for the check on dates? Nope. That doesn't make any sense. That goes to my other deck. I don't know how that got in there. We got a nope. I think women are getting better in today's world about going Dutch and not being sexist and sticking to stereotypes. Let's get another one. Overall, in the general collective, do women expect men to pay for the check on dates? They did. Yes, they did it. Outlook looks bad. I think they did came out because I feel like in the past generations, they did. It was like something like, you take that girl out to dinner, you better have money for it, you know what I mean? But this new generation ain't about that, which is nice. So I'm going to write no. I think we're becoming, I mean, we have a long way to go before we're equal, I think, in different aspects, but I feel like in this sense, women are working, you know, they have careers and they're doing their own thing, and I feel like it's empowering for them to pay their own way, more so than it ever was. I do feel, however, there are some women that are still going to be like, you asked me on a date, you pay. I don't feel like that's completely dead, but like I said, I feel like most women at least attempt to pay half or to grab their wallet and like to let, I don't know why I keep hitting this, to let the man know that they don't have to pay for everything. We're being more conscious of that in today's age, which is wonderful, right guys? Alright, so question number 2. Do men feel the need to perform sexual duties well in order to keep a woman they love? So do they have to constantly like be the best women ever had to keep their girl, or do they feel sex plays into keeping their women? Nah. Yeah. See how it came out? Not a happy ending. So I feel like this is Spirit saying it depends on the man. I feel like some men have that insecurity where if they don't please their woman that they're going to go out and find it somewhere else. I do feel like that's an honest and genuine fear that some men have. But some men are like, no, you know, I don't feel like I have to perform the best. As long as they get their rocks off and I do, you know, does it really matter? So it's mixed because it really depends on the man here. But let's go to the cards and get some advice. Where are we going with this, Spirit? What do we... Yeah, some people... I feel like men with commitment issues or have been cheated on in the past. There's been a lot of drama surrounding their sexual encounters where they didn't feel adequate enough or didn't feel like they were pleasing their women enough, which they ultimately in their mind felt like they lost someone for. So I do feel like it's the ones that do feel that way, it's because of drama in their life, conflict in previous relationships. Or it could have been how they're raised, too. Generosity. I feel like men overall like to be generous in the love department. They like to perform well. I do feel like they feel, in some sense, it's a reflection of their masculinity. But I don't feel like most men feel like if they don't please their women, like a certain way or a certain amount of time, that their women are going to just go get someone else. I feel like that's a dying stereotype there, or a dying worry. But I do feel like people who have commitment issues, that is something that they do stress about. So I'm going to write yes and no for this one. Question number 3. Do men feel pressure to provide for their spouses and people they date? Like, are they feeling pressure to be the breadwinner? So let's ask Spirit. Do men feel pressure to be the bread? What the fuck, no? Well, this is going a lot better than I thought. Let's get another one. Oh, okay. So we have absolutely and absolutely not. And then some men like, what the fuck? I don't even think about that. I think as a society, everybody, there has to be 2 working spouses pretty much in today's society to be able to afford things. Most men and women do work, or they decide as a family that one stays home because daycare is outrageous. You know what I mean? I do feel like men and women are more vocal and share a lot more of the bills, like compared to our parents. I do feel like households are majority 50-50 split, or as fairly as they can make it. But most spouses, most couples, they both work and they're both contributing to the home. I do feel like this generation and our generation is learning to cohabitate in a better way, more leaning on each other way. I do feel like some out there, I don't know where I heard this, Southern families, I think, still put the pressure to be the man of the house. Like, that is such a sexist statement to say to your sons, I feel. But let's get some advice from Spirit. It's not all on the man anymore, because honestly, only if you do very well does one spouse get to not work. You know what I mean? Most families are two-income families because everything costs so much. People are more focusing on joy in their relationship, like doing what they love or having their own purpose, but I think it brings both genders joy to be able to contribute. I think like it's way easier to be in a relationship than going it on your own and you have to like pay everything for yourself. I think people are detaching from the old school way and they're just finding what works for them and what makes them happy. If the man wants to provide for the woman and the woman wants to stay home, that works for their family. If both of them are working and they find a way to split I feel like couples are just finding what works for them. They're not listening to old stereotypes and standards set by their parents. They're really finding what works for them and they're detaching from what other people think, because at the end of the day, it's got to work for them to be a happy family. So whatever a man feels is necessary, and like I said, I do feel like couples, it doesn't matter what kind of couples, same sex, different, it doesn't matter. There's more of a communication about, okay, I need help paying this, or how do you want to go about this, or if a woman doesn't want to be a stay-home mom, they're going to voice it. I want to work, I want to make my own money, and vice versa. We're able to communicate more so to our spouses and the people we date than our previous generations. So I'm going to say no, because I do feel like a lot of men ask for help more than they ever did, and a lot of women are feeling the need to contribute because things cost so much and they want to. And like I said, people are just finding what works for their home and their relationship. And if that's a one-income family, hey, if they're happy with that, great. If it's a two-income family, then they're happy with that. People are just doing with what makes them happy and what works best. So that's why I'm saying no. Do men think about sex all day? This is true. Do men have their minds on sex most of the day? Nope. Come on. We gotta let go of these stereotypes. You know, men are busy. You guys are busy at work. You're raising kids, talking to your friends, watching a sports game. I do feel like you think more about sex than women. Like if you see a pretty guy or a girl walk by and you're like, ooh, damn. But it's like fleeting. It's not all day. I really do feel like this is a stereotype. I will go to the cards, but I really feel like this is just a stereotype that needs to die. Men do not think about this all day. It depends on the person, exactly. If they haven't gotten booty in a while and they're surrounded by the kind of sex they're attracted to, of course they're going to be thinking about it. But if they're in their office doing their work, they're not. It depends. It depends on the person. I'm going to say no. Number 5, do men lose interest when dating a woman if they don't have sex after a few dates? So is this 3-date rule true? Do men lose interest if a woman holds out for a while? Let's find out. Ask again, and no flipping way. All right, so I need to rephrase this. Do men lose interest if women take their time about having sex in a relationship? Speaking the truth. What does that mean? Do men really? Guilty? They did not, and no. So I feel like some men are guilty of, because they're not about commitment. They don't really want, like the ones that are guilty of this aren't looking for a long-term love relationship. They're probably looking for friends with benefits, or it's like a Jersey Shore situation. They just need to bring someone home. But for the most part, I don't feel like men lose interest. I feel like in some sense they gain respect, and it becomes a deeper and meaningful relationship. Let's ask the cards, shall we? Ooh, right out the way. Yeah, it builds trust. I think they trust a woman more who doesn't just put out, like that they have, not that if they do just put out, I don't feel like that, like it's a defamation of character either, but I do feel like it builds a stronger relationship by holding out and not just making it about sex. I feel like men get a bad rap in that department. They like to build the trust too. They like to build up the relationship, and they want the female to trust them and be comfortable. You know, they don't want to yeah, exactly. They want the lady to be comfortable. I feel like men in general are just happy when it gets to that point. Whether it takes 6 dates or 25 dates, they're eventually just happy that it happens, and they just want the woman to feel comfortable. Most men, I don't feel like make a big deal about it. They might talk to their friends when they're away from the female, or the male, that I wish, we would just have sex because I'm attracted, but nobody wants to be the pushy one or make them feel like they have to. So I'm going to say no. I don't feel like it makes them lose interest. It might make them a little impatient, but it doesn't make them lose interest. Do men struggle to show emotions or to cry around others? Are men, do they struggle to be emotional around females or others? They did not, and guilty. Yeah, I feel like Spirit's saying, like, growing up, men don't cry. Men have to be tough. Men have to hold it down. That men are guilty of. They don't like to cry, or they feel like women are going to look at them in a certain light if they're emotional. Let's ask the cards here. Do men struggle to show emotions or to cry? Yeah, it's like we're on the cusp of change here. Like, men are becoming more emotional and embracing their emotions and are willing to cry, but it's still difficult for them. I still feel like they feel a certain way, like they might be judged, but they're also recognizing that it is okay for them to have emotions. It is okay to talk about it. So it's like, I think men just have to be comfortable, or it's like they're just hanging out in their feelings. They don't really know how to act. This is something that men still struggle with. But like I said, we're on the cusp of changing. Women are getting more open and accepting of, like, it's okay. If you need to cry, just let it out. Just by their females in their life and other men in general in their life, giving them that acknowledgement, it is making a difference. But especially with military men, I still feel like it is told to them that they have to be tough and that they shouldn't show emotions. So we still have work to do. I think a lot of men like to show their emotions in the home. Like, they'll show their emotions to somebody they're dating or somebody they're married to, but they're not going to go cry to their buddies about it. I feel like they still struggle on that aspect. But I feel like this also is saying that they sometimes struggle to show their emotions at home because they want to be the provider. They want to be the strong one, and they don't want to worry anyone. Yeah, evolution. We're changing. We're working on this. Society is definitely recognizing that men have been taught the wrong thing, and it has consequences. A lot of mental health issues come from men not being able to release their emotions or release it correctly, or not knowing how to because of that tough exterior image. So I think we are changing as a people, and men are getting better at this, and people are more accepting. But basically, I feel like they stick to showing their emotions around people they're comfortable with. But they do feel like if they were to cry in public, that it's not going to be, like, detrimental to their character like it might have been in the past. So I'm going to say yes and no, because I do feel like men still struggle with it, but they're getting better at it, if that makes sense. All right, number 7. Do women expect men to make the first moves while dating? Is it, we'll ask it both ways. Do women expect men to make the first move while dating? We have yes, not guilty. They didn't do it, and definitely not. Most of the part, no. I think most men like to wait for the women to come to them. So let's flip the script. Do men feel they need to make the first move in relationships? Yes. Oh, another one that goes to the wrong one. No flipping way and ask again. So it's on the fence. I feel like some men in their situations feel like they need to put forth the effort to court, and I feel like some women like to make the first move. So it really depends on the situation that they're in, if men feel like they need to or if women are expecting them to. I'm going to write yes and no because I really feel like that's more situation based, but I will ask the cards for you. Do women expect men to make the first moves while dating? Do women expect men to make the first moves while dating? Creator of water, creator of emotions. No, I think most women feel like they need to make the first moves. That misconception of guys are clueless and they're not going to know unless you say something. I don't know how many times that's been told to me in my life, but I feel like more women feel the need to put themselves out there. But yes and no, because I feel like it depends on the person and it depends on the situation. Do men handle most of the disciplinary deeds when raising children? Do women still leave the discipline up to men? Do they handle most of the discipline with their children? Yes, they did it. Yeah, I do feel like a lot of women are still using that, don't make me tell your father. My mom used that for me. I was like, if I had to call your father and they didn't live together, they were divorced. Whoo, Lord, I would sweat in my pants. Not that my dad, I was his youngest girl, and honestly, I got away with a lot more than my siblings, but I still had that fear of like, oh my God, she's going to tell Dad. Yeah, angel of hope. I think the women, they still want the kids, not necessarily to fear the father, but I do feel like women feel they take on a brunt of the work and they just don't want to be the bad guy all the time. So when they get frustrated and they've had enough, they'll definitely pull the don't make me tell your father. But I also feel like it goes the other way. If the father is sick of dealing with it and they're not getting anywhere, don't make me tell your mother. But overall, I feel like Spirit is saying yes. Men are the ones that have to be like, well, I'm taking your tablet and you're grounded most of the time. You're just more scary and intimidating with your deeper voices. Are men more romantic than women? Or do they feel the need they have? Let me read that again. Are men more romantic than women? Or do they feel the need to be more romantic? Do they feel the pressure to be romantic? So this is a two-parter. Let's ask the first one. Are men more romantic than women? Are men? Preponderance of proof. Yes. Ask again and no flipping way. Again, I just feel like this is Spirit saying it depends on the guy. I think there's men out there that like to romance, that they get a thrill out of that just as much as the girl or the guy. Seeing the expression and that gesture and also makes them feel good, but then there's also men out there that don't have a romantic bone in their body, and they're like, I don't do romance. You know, here's a pair of Valentine's Day socks. You know what I mean? They're just, I'm dating someone who's not very romantic. It's not everybody's cup of tea, and I think that's okay. But let's see what Spirit has to say with the cards. Are men more romantic than women? In the past, they were. I do feel like, you know, way back in the day, there was the whole courtship and they had to bring flowers and it was like a big thing. But men are kind of steering away from feeling the need that they have to. Like I said, I still feel like some men like to do it and some men are just like, no fucking thank you. It depends on the person. Alright, so let's ask the second part. Do men feel pressured? Do they feel pressured to be romantic? Do they feel the need to be romantic? What the fuck, no, and absolutely. So again, the two ends of the spectrum. I feel like some men feel like they have to wine and dine to get that lady, and some men just aren't going to do that. They're just going to be blunt and be like, listen, I like you, you like me, do I really have to take you on a nice fancy boat ride or whatever? You know what I mean? It depends on the man. Yeah, whatever brings harmony to them and their relationship, they're going to do what they feel their lady needs. So if they feel like, or man, I don't like to pick sides. If you're gay and you know that your other man or lady likes romance, I feel like you're going to put that energy in. Even if you don't like it, you're going to do it just to please the other person. So I'm going to write yes and no. This is another mixed bag question. And last question, do men realize or know when women are hinting that they like them? So can men read lady signals when they're hitting on them? Yes, they did it. Yes. No flipping way. And yes. So 3 yeses. I think men know when women are, whether they respond to it or not. I feel like if they're not into it or if they're trying to play hard to get, they're not going to respond to it, but they are aware of what's going on. Let's get, I want to know what Spirit has to say. This is a funny question. Do men realize or know when women are hitting? Yeah. They know when the Empress, this is like their perfect lady, their wife, the person that they want to have babies with, or somebody like a goddess, okay? So if a goddess is hitting on them, they're going to know it, and they're going to feel it, and they're going to respond. If you're not somebody that they're into, they're just going to push it off like they don't know. Play that clueless role. So I would write yes. They realize when women are hitting on them. All right, let's get into your holistic healing. All right, so holistic ways to perform better in bed. I researched for hours, and I came up with, I think 9 or 10 things. 9. All right, so number 1, staying active, working on that cardio, doing jumping jacks, going for a run, jump roping, something that gets that heart rate up for 15 minutes every day is going to affect your performance and your endurance in the bedroom. Proven fact. The better you are at cardio, 1, the more you last, and the better of an experience it is for you. All right. So number 2, eating. There's like a bunch of foods that I found out that helps your performance, and I'll tell you why. And some of these are gross, so you're going to have to make some sacrifices. All right. So onions and garlic might not be great for your breath, but helps your blood circulation to get a standing ovation, if you know what I mean. If you're struggling with that, eating onions and garlic in your diet over, I would say, at least 2 weeks, you're going to start seeing that blood flow, getting a response. All right, so bananas helps lower blood pressure, which can benefit your important sexual parts and boost your sexual performance. Potassium, my friend, eat some bananas. Chilies and peppers, all natural spicy food, helps blood flow by reducing hypertension and inflammation. So, again, if you're having a hard time staying up or getting as hard as you would like, eat some spicy, chili, peppery foods. All right. How many times am I going to say all right? I'm so flustered by this topic. Number 3 is omega-3 fatty acids. Increases blood flow. You can find this in salmon, tuna, avocados, and olive oil. Again, eating food. Or you can take omega-3 in pill form as well. Vitamin B1. This vitamin helps signal your nervous system to move quicker, including signals from your brain to your penis, found in pork, peanuts, and kidney beans. So you're going to have a better response with your weenus if you take B1. You can get that in pill form, like men's 1 a day. I think you can find it in that as well. But you can find it in pork, peanuts, and kidney beans if you don't want to take a supplement. Eggs helps balance hormone levels and decreases stress. I don't know why. Eggs is a natural stress reliever, but eat some eggs. The less stressed you are, the better you are able to focus. Which leads us into number 4, reducing stress. Being stressed can cause you not to be able to achieve an erection or orgasm and slows down your endurance. So the more stressed you are, it might not let your body perform the way it needs to, or as long as you would like. Number 5, kick bad habits. Smoking and drinking can cause erectile dysfunction. And like I said, that anything that affects your cardio is going to affect your performance. Also, if you drink too much, you're not going to be able to get it up anyway. I call that a wet noodle syndrome. Number 6, get some sun. Raises melatonin and increases sexual desire. Just laying in the sun, my friends. Number 7, masturbate to improve longevity. So if you're going on a date and you're going to be doing it later, the experts recommend that you relieve yourself before the date so that you're not all excited and just early like American Pie. Number 8, pay attention to your partner. Foreplay is good for both and increases pleasure in a slow build-up. Sometimes your body, it's like an engine. You've got to get it running for a while. So they recommend, sexual experts recommend, the longer you play in your foreplay, the better the experience for both of you. Number 9, kissing. Kissing for longer amounts of time without more can be a natural way to build endurance. Same thing with foreplay. The longer you do it, the longer it gets your engine going, the more you want it, the more blood flow, and then wow chicka wow wow. So I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments if you have anything to add on this topic, because I'm not a dude. I don't know everything, but I did a lot of research and found the most common things and the things that people say work the best. Let's move into holistic home remedies for growing hair. Number 1, massage. Apparently, massaging your scalp can help restore hair growth and you can add hair oils that you can find, like essential oils, on your scalp. Apparently, that stimulates hair growth. Number 2, aloe vera. A long-time treatment for hair loss and soothes the scalp. Can also reduce dandruff and unblock hair follicles. They've been using aloe vera for centuries to prevent baldness. Number 3, coconut oil. Contains fatty acids that penetrate inside the hair shaft and reduces protein loss from hair. So if you have thinning hair or it's just starting to bald, or if you've been bald for a while, get some coconut oil and rub it on there. All right, number 4. Viviscal, a natural growth supplement, promotes hair growth in people with thinning hair. It's spelled Viviscal. It's a supplement for hair growth. Number 5, fish oil, which you can take in a capsule as well. Consuming omega fatty acids can help to improve your hair from the inside and helps your sexual performance. So that's 2 for 1 right there, boys. Number 6, ginseng can promote hair growth by stimulating hair follicles. Ginseng tea, ginseng capsules, get that in your body. Number 7, this one's rough, onion juice. Successfully treats patchy areas by promoting hair growth, if you can handle the smell. It's going to be stinky, so I would do this for like a while, like put it on there for an hour and then take a shower. Don't put this on before your date because you're going to stink. Rosemary oil, essential oil that promotes hair growth and reduce hair loss. And number 9, geranium oil promotes hair growth and boosts circulation in your blood flow in your head. And number 10, lemon enhances hair quality and growth, and it also can tint your hair lighter. My dad used lemon juice on his head, and then he sat in the sun, and it turned his hair blonde like highlights. So be careful of that. If you don't want that, don't put lemon juice on and go in the sun. Wash it out before you go in the sun, or it will dye your hair. Hope this was helpful. If you have any more treatments for men out there for hair loss and baldness, again, I'm not a man. And I had to go on my research. Maybe you know something that works better. Put it in the comments below. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know you want an episode 2. If you have any questions to ask in next week's episode, put them in the comments, or I will put my email in the description box. Or if you have something you want me to research for holistic healing, put it in the comments or go to my email. Thank you, guys. I had a blast doing this. I giggled. Not that it's a funny scenario, but I was like, how am I going to say this? I'm a little shy about that stuff, but I want to help you. So I laid it up for you. I hope you liked it. I'll see you next time. Be well out there. Bye, guys. See you next week.